destructive nature that was programmed from the Heavenly Father, that he don't care about nothing else. He just, at any cost, he will do what was programmed in him. What will be the wicked and kill, steal, and destroy.
Revelation 6 verse 4. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword.
To take peace from the earth? Who else is taking peace from the earth? That don't want to come to no real agreements that cause peace in the earth. What is Trump out there doing literally right now? If you don't agree to America winning in these deals,
then you're a terrorist.
You're a terrorist, and he'll sanction you. And even if you are cool, but the deal ain't what he wants, he's gonna throw tariffs on top.
Commit false flags and try to sway the people's mind to basically go to war with that opposing country. He's doing that with Iran right now, man.
Setting up public government.
Iran don't want to mess with their dollar no more. He wants to set up false flags and shoot torpedoes at damn oil tankers. Destroy the water. You know, and try to go to war with it, man.
And blame it on Iran.
You know, but this is all prophesied, man, in the scriptures, man. You know, when once Esau, you American Edomites go into Iran, that's it, man.
Oh yeah.
That's the last straw for y'all.
Yep.
Yeah, if you remember when Ahmadinejad, I think it was, did he did the speech, but he did that where his troops had the different they did the colors of the American flag coming down towards the sword. And they had a sword, and then you see as it's coming over to that sword, you see the sword cut it in half. That's the prophecy. When you go over there into Iran, not Iran go over to you over here. When you go over there, the prophecy says you got to go over there. That's when America's going to be destroyed. He brought that up. Yeah, he brought that up in that speech as well.
Yeah, so once World War III starts, man, this draft starts, man, and economic collapse, man, America's gonna be a totally different place, man.
It's
it
gonna
ain't
be
gonna be
a
no folly
third
over
world
here,
country.
man. Everybody gonna be in a serious mindset, man. You know, so try to survive out here, man. Nothing's gonna happen.
I had Ezekiel 35. Anyway, Ezekiel 35, I'm going to start at verse 1. It says, Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it.
Mount Seir is Esau, Edom. Or it's actually Seir was one of Esau's sons or grandsons.
No, that was the land. That was the land.
I think
It was named after his grandson.
Seir?
Yeah.
I think it's in Genesis 36.
Or I think first
Salak. No, that's not true, because the Horites had Seir before Esau moved in, so that wasn't the name of his one of his sons, but that was the name of the landmass that they inhabited. Which the Hebrew is sha'ar, which means hair. You know.
It says, and say unto it, Behold, saith the Lord power, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee. I will stretch out mine hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord power.
Desolate meaning complete annihilation of this landmass you call America. All right? It's not going to be any more of this, Vegas, New York, LA, under these monuments, these landmarks and all this shit. This is going to be a monument. This current land you're living in, America. It's going to be desolate. A desolate wilderness filled with desert creatures. It's going to be the biggest desert in the world.
And you're going to watch how the land is going to be flourishing with luscious greenery. This place is going to be a major vast desert. That's how you're going to know that this place was left for a purpose and a reason.
Like the script said, as the Garden of Eden before and after a desolate wilderness.
Isaiah chapter 34, verse 5. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment.
That's particularly talking about the missiles, but it's just the sword that's coming down the pike for you, man. There's a sword that's been furbished waiting on you, and then you got destruction waiting for you.
That's beautiful how the Most High has a sword for Jacob, then he also got a sword for Esau.
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna fuck both of y'all up. Because these are the two main characters of the whole movie.
Right.
And then the two main adversaries of the elect, of the men of Yahweh Shemar Shah.
2/3 of Jacob and Esau.
Yeah.
Co-stars.
Yep.
More?
Verse 6. The sword of the Lord is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of the kidneys of rams. For the Lord had a sacrifice in Basra, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea.
Those are Edomite countries. Okay?
The sacrifice.
And that's mainly dealing with here in America.
Yep.
You know, this is Basra, this is Teman, you know, the Dan, you know, because this is Babylon, which the prophecy tells you that Esau will be the ruling nation of Babylon.
Right.
You know,
He'll be ruling at the end.
God. I mean, the Temanites of today, of course, is those Germans. Because they deal with wisdom. They're the wisest of Esau. You know, but overall, when the Lord destroys Edom, the main focal center for that destruction is going to be right here in America. All right.
Yeah, more. I sneezed something. All right, there was more of you. Go ahead.
Verse 7. And the unicorn shall come down with them, and the bullocks with the bulls, and the land shall be soaked with blood, and the dust made fat with fatness.
It's beautiful because the scripture that I'm reading in Ezekiel the 35th chapter, this goes a little more into depth about actually what's going on when it says those general things from Ezekiel the 35th chapter. Keep going, bro.
For it is the day of the Lord's vengeance, and the year of recompenses, for the controversy of Zion.
A year of recompense meaning a year of payback. Get paid. You're going to get paid back. Hey, imagine if you said your slave master, your oppressor gets payback. And I don't just mean in a small Django Candyland type way. I mean the whole nation is going to get back at him. Okay?
We were judged as a nation.
Yep.
Therefore, thus Edom has going to get judged as a nation.
That's right.
You know, that's their nation of people, and this nation you call America, literally.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to go down to 11, all right? Yep. And the streams thereof shall be turned into pitch, and the dust thereof into brimstone, and the land thereof shall become burning pitch. It shall not be quenched night nor day. The smoke thereof shall go up forever. From generation to generation it shall lie waste. None shall pass through it forever and ever. But the cormorant and the bittern shall possess it. The owl also and the raven shall dwell in it.
Those are basically desert creatures.
Yeah, scavenger birds.
Scavenger birds.
Roaches and shit like carnivores.
And he shall stretch out upon in the line of confusion and the stones of emptiness.
He's describing the aftermath of the nuclear destruction. You know, obviously showing you that when the scriptures say, and there's smoke ascendeth up forever, doesn't literally mean it's going to be forever and ever and ever and ever for eternity.
It's like a very long time.
It's going to be for a very long period that smoke is going to go up because of the amounts of flames that's going to be, burning this place up. Okay, but once that smoke clears, that's what's going to be left here. It's the deserted creatures are going to be here, man. You know?
Yeah, because once missiles hit, it leaves like a mushroom cloud.
Yep.
You know, it's going to be 200 million missiles. So imagine how long that cloud of, all the elements are going to subside and be visible again, man. And so you see the land of America be a desert, man. So it's gonna be for a long time, man.
Con.
Before you see America being like a physical desert.
You got something to go right now?
Yeah. Ezekiel 25 and 12. When y'all brothers said that Edom is going to go down as a nation.
Con.
Ezekiel 25 and 12. Thus saith the Lord power, but because that Edom hath dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance, and hath greatly offended, and revengeth himself upon them, therefore
Thanks a lot. If I might say something, Esau always took an opportunity to get vengeance against Jacob. If you pay attention to every occurrence of when Israel would be delivered or when we would be oppressed by other nations, Esau was always right there helping the nations bring us down.
What that scripture says is raise it.
Yeah, that's dealing with when the Babylonians conquered us, man. They helped them take us down, go into the temple, take out the treasures out of the temple. That was helping Jake, any Jakes that was escaping, that was catching them, bringing them to the Babylonians, man.
They wrote letters to I think it was Xerxes, saying, oh, they're building their temple.
That was Haman.
Haman,
Yeah, which was an Amalekite.
Yep.
It was always a situation where Esau could have been brotherly, but he broke the brotherly covenant. He never saw us as a brother. You got a lot of idiots that try to still bring out thou shalt not abhor an Edomite, but yet Esau never showed any love towards Jacob ever.
And Jacob showed love to Esau when he had each of his sons. They kissed. Kick him on the neck. Yeah.
They were really genuinely happy to see.
They was genuinely happy to see him.
So Uncle Esau, man, what's up?
And that was after that he said, the days of my father at hand, I will slay my brother Esau. But brother Jacob's like it.
Yeah, man. He took Esau every chance he got. He took revenge, man. And then even after when King David took down Esau, when he went into Mount Seir and slaughtered all the men. Even after, I think it was after King Solomon fell, when you had the wicked kings that was rising up after Solomon. That was when Esau began to start to rebel from under the yoke of the kingdom of Judah, man. They were starting to rebel, man. It tells you about how the Lord started raising up adversaries unto Solomon. It talks about Hadad, which was an Edomite, who basically they had to flee to Egypt because King David and his mighty men was running through them Edomites. Right. So even then, after King David died and was buried with his fathers, and then Solomon, and then afterwards, that's when they started to come right back, man. You read 2 Kings, the 8th chapter. These devils, they hated us, man, and till this day, they showing you that hatred. So guess what? All that hatred that they showed against us, and we don't have enough hatred for these devils.
Right.
That's right.
These devils got millennium-long amounts of hatred, man.
It's a perpetual hatred.
Perpetual, man. For this hatred been happening for millenniums, man.
Hey, bro, let me get this real quick. It's Amos 1 and 9. Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Tyrus, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because they delivered up the whole captivity of Edom, and remembered not their brotherly covenant. But I will send fire to the wall of Tyrus, which shall devour the palaces thereof. Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast of all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually.
Yeah, meaning he never showed mercy under no circumstance. He never showed mercy to us ever.
And the history books prove it. When they talk about Jacob and Esau, the brother was just bringing it out. But when he had opportunity to be brotherly and to help us out, he wouldn't every single time.
Hey, what's that in when we left out of Egypt and we was in the wilderness? Yeah. And we was trying to find a route to try to cut through to enter into the land, and they want to be a bunch of assholes, man.
And then we said we're not gonna touch nothing. Yeah, we're gonna touch nothing. We'll stay in our own.
Somebody
place.
find that. I think it's Numbers. Numbers I think it might be 20.
It kept his wrath forever, but I will send a fire upon Teman, which shall devour the palaces of Basra.
Yep. That's why when the Lord's he's gonna bring that ultimate judgment down, man. Shoot the fire out of them chariots, man. And that's something that Esau fears the most, man.
Yeah.
Them chariots, them so-called your foes, man, that scared him to death.
Hell yeah.
They be making them reports about it. You can see you could just see the frightful countenance,
Bro, because you gotta figure Esau control everything on the ground in this realm.
But that's something he can't control.
He can't control that. Yeah.
You know, he doesn't understand how his abilities. He just can't understand how it works, man.
Yeah,
It bugs him up.
Yeah, because Esau, he has satellites that, that can see other planets and stuff like that, different star constellations. And he see them chariots of Israel, which are, UFOs to the, the ignorant. He sees them out there, flying and, going in and out the sun. Even on Earth, it goes in and out volcanoes. And
the waters.
Water, submerged underwater. Esau can't understand that technology, man. Dust makes him scared, man.
Yeah.
Esau fears what he can't understand.
This is Book of Numbers, but you was done reading, bro?
Big Z was still reading.
Yeah. You bring out the numbers.
Okay. Numbers chapter 20. I'm gonna start at verse 17. It said, "Let us pass, I pray thee." You gave the heads up about what this was about, right?
See, it's like Jake today. They're so ignorant and lost. They even to this day they don't understand why this devil have such a perfect hatred for them. You got to understand the root of the problem. You got to understand biblical history. The Most High's will and purpose, man. Jake don't understand it. They just
how it plays out in actuality.
Jake try to figure it out. Like why is it us of all people?
What hand did you have in it? You know that this, regardless of what you say, this man is still mad that we supplanted him so beautifully. Our forefather Isaac. We supplanted Isaac and everything, and then we tricked him with the food. He's mad about all that. Then you think he ain't mad? By the time we went into this glorious land, took out all the Canaanites, and he saw like that. They took all them Canaanites down to get into that land, and God blessing it and making it flourish and do all. Man, he was pissed. That same Cain spirit that was jealous over Abel is in Esau today and jealous over Jacob.
And Esau, what we doing in the Holy Land, in the land of Canaan, and he would envy that. Imagine the kingdom.
Yeah, exactly. But the problem with the kingdom is, don't even think about it, brother. Don't even think about it. Let me read this for you. It says, "Let us pass, I pray thee, through thy country. We will not pass through the fields or through the vineyards, neither will we drink of the water of the wells."
And he was being respectful, man. Diplomatic about it, man. We ain't gonna touch nothing. We just want to pass through. We ain't gonna touch anything. We ain't gonna disrespect your land.
I'm gonna go up to 14 because it tells a little more about it. Verse 14, it says, "And Moses sent messengers from Kadesh unto the king of Edom. Thus said thy brother Israel," said it, thy brother Israel, that brotherly covenant, right? Because it's literally Jacob and Esau, right? The brothers. It says, "Thou knowest all thy travail that thou hast fallen us, that hath befallen us. How our fathers went down into Egypt, and we have dwelt in Egypt a long time." So basically, after Esau saw us wandering, when Jacob was really still with us, he saw, oh wow.
Hey man.
When he saw us wandering, and that's when he brought the occasion when his children went up to go kiss Esau on the neck, right, and greet him. He saw us then. The next time he saw us, we was in Egypt, man. In bondage. And that's what he's bringing up right here. He says, "How our fathers went down into Egypt, and we have dwelt in Egypt a long time, and the Egyptians vexed us and our fathers. And when we cried unto the Lord, he heard our voice, and sent an angel, and hath brought us forth out of Egypt. And behold, we are in Kadesh, the city of the uttermost, of thy border. We right on the edge of your land, right? Let us pass, I pray thee.
He was so respectful. He sent messengers
Yep.
to, go ahead and ask them, being respectful.
gonna
You're
do
not
it.
just gonna bob up to your shit. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead.
No, that's right. It says, let us pass, I pray thee, through thy country. We will not pass through the fields or through the vineyards, neither will we drink of the water of the wells. We will go by the king's highway. We will not turn to the right hand nor to the left until he have passed thy borders. And Edom said unto him, Thou shalt not pass by me, lest I come out against thee with the sword.
Yeah.
We come through here and I'll land everybody down. Because he knew he had the advantage over us. Anytime this man had the advantage, he gonna take it. That's why I told us, be pricked therewith, set him not by thee.
Hey, you gotta go another 35 miles to get some pop.
Yep.
Negro and these is white on.
White on.
Whites only.
Yep. That, what's funny is exactly
Straight
what you
up
said.
like Jim Crow.
That's the same idea. That's the same sentiment, the same type of spirit that had him say this here, that made them in the movie bring that out from Jim Crow.
And that's how it was a lot of the times, even to this day,
Yeah.
in certain parts of this country, where certain towns you can't pass
Yeah.
through certain towns, man. That's Edomite towns.
Hey,
You might find yourself, on the back of a pickup truck.
Yeah.
You might find yourself tied up on a street lamp pole. Found hung on a swing set somewhere.
yeah. Hey, Vidor, Texas, when I moved down to the south, because we were between East Texas and West Louisiana, we had family all through there. They said, whatever you do, if you don't eat, the gas light on and you sputtering, do not stop and fight. Do not stop. Know where you at, continue on the orange, and be mindful of who's around you. You see them good old boys pull up in the big trucks. Whatever you got, close it up and ride the hell on off. Get back up to 10. That's what I was instructed by my grandfather in like the early 2000s to do that. Don't even play around with them other towns.
Hey, didn't the Apostle Gabar do a video a while ago? He was going into how there are certain towns, I think they call them sundown towns, or
Yeah, you gotta be out there before sundown.
before a certain time.
Yeah,
You gotta be up out of that particular city, man.
right.
If you was so-called Negro, that level of hatred, man. It doesn't get any worse than that, man.
We're talking in the 2000s, man. Hundreds of years after slavery was supposed to have been abolished. Anyway, it says, and Edom said unto him, Thou shalt not pass by me, lest I come out against thee with the sword. And the children of Israel said unto him, We will go by the highway. Hey, we gonna just go by the highway. We, just trying to plead with him, right? And if I and my cattle drink of thy water, then I will pay for it. I will only, without doing anything else, go through on my feet. And he said, Thou shalt not go through. And Edom came out against him with much people and with a strong hand. He still showed up.
Yeah.
Ready to
That's
go.
how Esau do you to this day, man.
We're lying.
They'll form mobs to run niggas out of their neighborhoods, man. And you had certain areas in the Midwest and in the South that there was a lot of Jakes that owned property, but they were like good suburban areas. And these Edomites felt like, hey, these niggas don't deserve to have that shit.
So, see that video?
Like, that's one of them.
Yeah, you see that video?
But it was a time where they were banishing Jakes from certain areas so that they could take that land mass and so they can basically increase their property, man. They would basically kick all the Jakes out, make them leave their homes so they can purchase those homes.
Yep. Hey,
So when you see those nice looking neighborhoods, some of them neighborhoods Jake had first.
Yep. Yep. Hey, but that's what you can't get, man. You're trying to put yourself on the same level with this damn devil, man.
Like Central Park, for example. Central Park, before it was a park, there was an apartment building. Jake lived there. All Manhattan was, Manhattan is all Edomites. It's Edomites now. All Manhattan in New York was all Jake. They burned down them apartment buildings and ran them things out there and built that park. And that's one of many examples of how these Edomites, basically gentrify your neighborhoods. And when they're done, with the area and the area gets bad, they leave. Just like Compton, Watts, all that was all Edomites.
Yeah, you
back
niggas,
in the day.
yeah, you Negroes, back then, and like you niggas today, because you niggas today in these neighborhoods, man, it looks total hell, man. Yep. But you Negroes back in the past, you had some kind of sense to you that Esau hate us, man. Don't even fuck with them, man. Yeah. Let's do our own thing, man. Yeah. You Jake back then, you wasn't all stuck in them drugs and gangs and all that shit.
You didn't open up a candy wrapper and throw it on the ground.
Yeah, you wasn't killing yourselves over street corners and shit like that, like you do now. Right.
Throwing bottles and shit, doing dumb shit, destroying your own neighborhood.
Yeah.
Showing that only shows how destroyed you are. It's such commonplace now how destroyed you are that you expect that to be the way. If you live in a terrible neighborhood, clean that shit up. Start by throwing the trash in your hand in the trash can. Start there. Jay can't even do that shit. Beer bottles and cans and just all types of shit. I'm talking about all the tribes. Okay? I gotta keep reading this. Verse 21, it said, thus Edom refused to give Israel passage through his border, wherefore Israel turned away from him. Yeah.
Or else they was gonna get the sword.
Yeah.
So it's like you can't do no negotiation, no nothing with
how Esau get down with the sword.
Yeah. He itching to use it. Itching to use it, man.
I gotta go back to Ezekiel and find something.
Yeah, I got it. Revelation 12. I'm gonna start at 10 and read down. Revelation 12 and 10. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength, and the kingdom of our power, and the power of his Mashiach. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night.
Accuser. Right? And Esau, he's our number one accuser, man. He's always portraying us in the most negative light possible. He depicts us in his films, and he always has to highlight the negative statistics regarding our conditions.
And what he does is through his, like you said, the movies, and how he portray us. They obviously do it on purpose because it's not just seen here in America. It's seen all over the world. So. The world as a whole view you Israelites how Esau portrays you in his movies here in America. Like you go over to Africa or anywhere else, they're gonna think what's a Jake in the movie like a Boys in the Hood, They're gonna portray you as just a nigga in the ghetto. Yep. If you're a young man, they're gonna portray you as a nigga like Migos or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, accuser, because false accuser means devil, man. If you read verse 9, it says devil and Satan, because Esau, he's a false accuser to our people, man.
And he's the one that makes us go off.
Yeah.
He's the one that create all these different devices that'll have Jake, basically going astray from their maker.
Yeah. Put us in certain circumstances to make us go off. And then he looks at us and be like, oh,
they're Gentiles.
Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, look at what you're doing against your power.
Yeah.
Like he sets up the whole system to make us fail, man.
Yeah. And they created that for what? For the purpose of utilizing that 13th Amendment that as long as they have it to where you jakes are fighting for scraps and you have limited resources, so therefore, when you in an environment, you might want to back up. You might want to back up though. You might want to back up. You might want to back up though. You might want to back up though. You might want to back up though. You might want to get back
All right.
up.
All right.
You might want to get up out of
Hold your
here.
peace.
You might want to get up out of here. Get up out of here, devil. Get up out of here, man.
Fuck you. They did not create that sin. Fuck
Hey,
you.
Esau,
All right, Esau is still, man.
man.
He proud sitting in a wheelchair.
Yeah, kind.
proud.
Shit on himself too.
Right.
Why don't you roll yourself into
They
the
did
street?
not create that for sin.
Get out of here,
Typical
man.
devil,
You
man.
don't even know what we're talking
They
about.
did not
You don't even know what we're
create
talking
that
about.
for
What
You don't
did they
even know what we're
create?
talking about.
What didn't they create?
Right.
Yeah, thought so.
Yeah,
Thought
get
so.
your ass up the street, man.
Thought
They
so.
did not
Thought so.
create that
Just shut up, old man. Shut up. Okay, you old ass Edomite, shut up.
Man, that's a two-time loser, man.
Yeah, kind.
How you end up like that in your own world,
Yeah,
man?
kind.
Yeah.
That's how you know that these devils are going down,
You
man.
supposed to be ruling.
So you don't even fucking
And you fought in Vietnam, huh? And you're a war vet? You a war vet? You a war vet?
Yeah, he bitter at his own people.
Kind.
He bitter at
Is
his
this
own
how your
people.
country treats you?
This how Trump treats you?
After fighting for your country?
He ain't even that. He's a
about to
stolen
cry.
valor.
You about
Kind.
to cry.
You don't even know you're holding
I'm supposed to be ruling. He's all laughing at me.
Hey, you should get mad at the Rothschilds, man. You angry at the wrong guys here, Esau. You angry at the wrong men.
Don't fucking pass down my motherfucking fucking
This is 2nd Ezra chapter
Get in the
6.
scriptures, man.
Yeah.
Verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world.
They start
Start
Esau is coming down, man. And that's just a token evidence of this man's fall.
And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born,
motherfucker.
Jacob held first the heel of Esau.
Back up!
You don't
Back up!
even
Get out this man's face!
Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. You going down, Esau.
Read it again, huh?
Kind.
This is 2nd Ezra 6 and 8. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau.
Yep. This was all symbolic, man. Jacob literally had his hand on the heel of Esau. What does that represent? That when Esau fall, Jacob is gonna be the one to bring his ass down.
Right.
So we gonna be exalted and
Kind.
lifted up.
The scriptures say the elders shall serve the younger.
Yeah, man. And we at that time, man. We at that time. These devils are through, man. Okay? Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it.
That's right.
Hey, better is the end of a thing than the beginning of it.
That's right.
Hey, it's beautiful watching you devils go down, man.
Yep.
It's beautiful watching you decline as a nation, man.
Yep.
Seeing you having low birth rates, seeing that your women are becoming more infertile.
That's right.
Seeing that you're the growing nation of people that's overdosing on opioids.
Yep.
All right, you're the most depressed.
I'm just gonna say, hey, know why? Because you see your people and your kingdom crumbling.
Yep.
And you see your worst enemies,
Yep.
us, the righteous of the world, or the righteous that the Heavenly Father chose, standing up in great boldness before you and telling you what's about to happen as it's happening.
That's
That's
right.
right.
That's what
That's
you
right.
get.
Hey, that's beautiful, man.
Beautiful.
That's beautiful, man.
That's the future of you Edomites too.
Watch out. They come around that corner fast, they'll wipe you out. Watch out. I warned you. I was being nice to you. Look. I warned you. Warn you now.
Beautiful, man.
Yep.
Beautiful times we living in, Akiam.
Yep.
Beautiful
Hey, if you
times.
don't enjoy watching your oppressor go down before you, then you need to go and just catch that missile. Stop.
How many fellow whites help you, man?
We're not gonna help you.
That's what Trump's Medicaid do for you, huh?
Hey, somebody get us some Rock 25.
got him stuck in the pill.
That bus car.
Call on y'all about to shoot outside.
Call on y'all about to shoot outside.
That's right.
What's that Edomite that Apostle Paul had in that video? Don't touch that. That's up. Go ahead, bro.
It's Sirach 25:7. There be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy, and a 10th I will utter with my tongue.
Damn shame.
A man that hath joy in his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemies.
What? Yep. Man, that's beautiful, man.
That's right.
You know, and he's just a token for the rest of you devils, man.
That's right.
That's right.
Okay. He's just a sign for the things to come for you devils, man.
Oh man, he was helpless, man.
Hey, that's the spirit of Esau's gonna be helpless.
Yeah.
Esau's helpless now because he see us standing on our feet.
Yeah, man.
He can't do nothing against it. You can do nothing against his truth.
It took for a group to help
Yeah,
him.
kind.
The Edomites didn't even help him.
Kind.
Who's
I
reading?
wanted to bring out this for Edom right quick. Because you were saying how he's helpless, ain't going to be nothing that he can do coming into the future.
Oh, yeah.
That's what the prophecy says.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go right to the
Straight to the point,
This is Zonovan's Bible Dictionary. Edom.
Losing, man.
Kind.
Edom figures prominently in the prophetic scriptures
because he's one of the main co-stars in the prophetic scriptures, okay? Go ahead, bro.
as the scene of a great future judgments.
Great future judgment. We're talking about that, right? Go ahead.
He is the only neighbor of the Israelites who was not given any promise of mercy from God.
We just read how he was. Every turn he had, every opportunity he could have taken to help us, he never showed mercy. What did he do? He always made it worse for us every chance he got. Okay, so he's figures prominently of great future judgments. The only neighbor of the Israelites that was not promised any mercy.
James 3:13. Babu Bashar. Get that real quick. Hey, let's give a modern example of Esau not having mercy. The Central Park 5.
Kind.
The fact that the main prosecutor who was responsible to help them get locked up unjustly, she's still sticking to her how she feels. She feels like she didn't do anything wrong. She's still justifying the persecution, man. Even though they were exonerated based on DNA evidence, she's still like, well, because there was a bunch of blacks there that night and people got hurt, they're not innocent, so they deserve to serve those prison sentences that they had to serve.
The guy was just a sixth suspect.
Yeah. To this day, she still maintained that these dudes were not. And the prince of the air, right? Right. Hey, Satan, he'll trip. Too much fire coming out. He start tripping.
that have shown no mercy, and mercy rejoices against judgment.
Esau, he ain't gonna receive no mercy because he never showed mercy. He doesn't believe in showing mercy. He'll show mercy to a heathen before he shows mercy to you.
Yep.
You know?
I was in Maine, upstate Maine, and we was working an issue for the state about homosexual law, same-sex marriage. We were working an issue with that. We got up there, and you could tell they didn't like us up there. Like, one guy came and said, "Look, we're not used to seeing your kind of." It was like, Zakaria was like, what kind you talking about? You know what I'm saying? You blacks. We don't really like your kind around here. But we hate them faggots more. That's what the man said. So Kari like, so you gonna sign? The man signed, he called everybody down to sign. Only because he had something that he hated personally. Niggers or blacks or whatever you want to call it. That was the only reason why he did. If there's anybody he hates more, he'll side with you. If it's anybody that's even a little bit less or close, he's gonna hate you. So much you live until the middle. He's gonna hate you with a perfect hatred. It's designed within his spirit to hate you like that. The main character, Eric Norton, the blacks tried to break into his house or his car or whatever. He lined him up with the gun on the curb, made him bite the curb, stomped on the back of his head and killed the guy, right? He ended up getting out. The day he got out, that he was talking to the guy, or leading up to the day he was getting out, he brought up a story about how what the black guy did was a guy Tory, I think it is, or whichever. Yeah, I think it's Guy Tory. He told you, he was like, man, what did you do? He said, man, I was in an apartment building still on the TV, and I'm coming out. He said, hey, put your hands up, freeze. So I stopped. He said, put the TV down. Put it down now before I shoot you. I dropped the TV and hit the cop in the foot. Attempted assault on a police officer, attempted murder, all this. I'm in for life. What? Just shows you the disparity between Jacob and Esau in the court system. The Edomite got to get out. Jake never was going to get out for stealing. Stuff that you would go home after a few years, maybe even pay a fine for. But that's how the justice system works. It's meant to destroy you.
Yeah, which the whole Constitution, that was built up by so-called white people.
With white men benefits involved. Until Margaret Sanger came along and the whole equal rights, women liberation movement, the white woman had no rights either. It was only about the white man. Okay? But he saw a plan that he could say, fuck everybody, I can win if I do it this way. And that's what this man went with. But he never eased up his hatred for you. Talk about you Jakes out there. Right? I was
Isaiah 10:1, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and write grievous which they have prescribed, to turn aside the needy from judgment and to take away the right from the poor of my people.
It don't matter what we really need. The reason why Jake is all fucked up, if you just took the world for what it was without the judgments of the Heavenly Father, you'll see that, hey, we need better jobs. Jake is willing to work if we got a job that can earn a living wage. We won't be all in on drugs. If we earned a living wage, if we had a living wage, we wouldn't be stealing and all this drug dealing and all this crazy stuff that goes on in our neighborhoods. We wouldn't be about that. But he purposely puts us below the poverty line, way below the poverty line. They say if you make less than $100,000, or was it 200? It's $250,000 a year. You're under the poverty line.
Where, Frisco?
No, anywhere in America, I believe. But particularly, most of the Jakes out there make around $20,000 to $30,000 a year. How is that? You know how far below the poverty line that is? That's so far below the poverty line, right? But instead of him prescribing and giving those due wages to people, what does he do? He keeps you there in that fucked up state. So you have to depend on him, and so he can oppress you at any turn. Keep you in that pit that the government has set up for you.
And check the check.
Yep.
You know?
But it ain't even check to check. You like check to like 2 checks down to get square, but you behind the debt the whole time. And you stressed out and hypertension and all this other. So you eat for comfort, you do dumb shit for comfort, drink and drive at the bar, your woman is stressed out. There's a whole conundrum that this man has forwarded that affliction instead of giving you what you really need to solve your issues. Keep reading that, bro.
To turn aside the needy from judgment and take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey and that they may rob the fatherless.
Hey, it's Father's Day, but the widows, it's not talking about the men, it's talking about the women or the widows, because they're killing the fathers, taking that connection to the Heavenly Father out the way, and for the children, they're robbing you also. They're setting you up where you don't even realize that what's the importance of having a man in your life. Well, you ask the average young Jake below the age 15, he don't know the importance of having his father in his life. He don't know what his father, the benefits of having that man in his life is. You know? But Esau plays and preys on that against our people. Okay? To keep his society going, to keep him on top, to keep us, and everything that keeps him on top is destroying us, keeping us on the bottom, keeping us away from the Heavenly Father.
And he created that atmosphere for it to be basically profitable towards the prison industrial complex that he created. He created these prisons so that they can monopolize and profit off of war on crime. And you Jakes are the ones that are out there, you know, you slanging the drugs or you got drugs on you. But he's the one that create the drugs and put it in your neighborhood.
I always say, what did Furious Styles say? When did we get these guns and these drugs? We don't own any ships. All this stuff is made from somewhere else. Where did we get it from?
They like the brother was saying, Esau's profiting from all of this. All right, and it's like, you know, they have the jails where they
men get sick.
They make money off the jails. The jails are on the stock market. The same thing back in the slavery times when the slave trade was taking place. You had rich Edomites basically investing in the slave trade. Like say I put, you know, at that time $10,000. You know, investor, I got these slaves. I'm gonna give you $10,000, and I'm gonna bring you $100,000 in a year off your slave, off your return. That's what they did back then. The same thing they're doing now.
Yeah, that's where your whole stock market comes from.
Yeah,
on Wall Street, man. Jake, they pick cotton, sugar cane,
tobacco,
different things, and they made them a commodity, man. And they traded, you know. Same thing, man. Trade slaves.
Because they never had like your brother's saying, that large amount of commodities, sugar cane. This land was rich with all kind of, you know, crazy resources. So they never had that much at once. You know, over there in Europe, you know, they probably had just enough to get by, but an abundance where they could send it up north, process it, send it, you know, ship back over to Europe and other parts of the world. They never had that amount of abundance of resources of goods. You know, sugar cane and, you know, tobacco. So they made it, you know, put it on the stock market. You know, traded it.
And like what you said, that shows that Esau really hates you too. You know, because when slavery is brought up in schools, you know, they tell you that the South was for slavery and the North wasn't. But like what you just said, all the shipments of the crops was going back up to the North to ship it out.
To manufacture.
Exactly.
Go ahead, bro.